Yo, what's going on, fellas? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go through all of the officials that EA released today about the EA Sports FC24, and I'm going to pick some of the ones that actually stand out. There's a lot of information here, guys, so I don't think I can even get through all of it. But most of the things that I found unique, we'll talk about, so let's get it. Okay, guys, so for the first one is Control Sprint. This one actually caught my eye, hence why it's the first one. O is a left-to-left stick dribble. O is a deal with heavy gameplay, which is still most likely going to be in FIFA, right? We want to have an ability to at least have something to control the player in the heaviest gameplay, whatever it is. And this is a very good addition. I'm telling you, we've only had in FIFA one type of way to sprint, and that is holding the sprint button, and that's it. You go, and that's it. There's no in between. Yes, you can hold the sprint button just a little bit, and you might get a little bit of, halfway, and you might get a little bit of sprint boost, but it was inconsistent to control the ball that way sometimes as well. So this is a very, very huge addition to have in-between speed with tight control like that. You see how he's tapping it, tap, 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 tap. That means you can now set it up a good way to finish a lot better. You don't have to do that extra sprint touch that goes too far and you can't reach the ball. It might still be an issue. But at least now you have some options, man. You can touch the ball a bunch of times, cut with it, have an in-between pace where it's not too slow, it's not too fast, it's controlled. And yeah, man, this to me is massive. It's massive, fella. It's a big implementation at a in between kind of speed. It's big to me. It's big in my opinion. For lesser dribbling, this is gonna be huge. I'm gonna use it day one. A new implementation that's also gonna help dribbling is this. I like that they're focusing on things that don't always have to do with flicking the right stick to do skill moves. That they're also focusing on things like this, which is extra push touches that go a little bit far, but not too far to where it's out of your control. As you can see in this example, he taps it high enough to get it away from him. It's kind of like something that you can probably use to react quickly, and this could be very insane. This could be one of the years, guys, where if the gameplay is solid, obviously, it could be one of those years where, like, if you're really good at a lot of things like agile dribble, push touches like that, you got your awareness right, your spacing right, you could probably do really good even with not knowing any skill moves, if it's as good as it looks, right? So that to me, looks pretty interesting though. It's kind of what Messi does in real life. Little touches to where you can flick to the right spacing, as it says right here. It says effort dribble touches a new mechanic in EA Sports 24 that allows you to quickly knock the ball in any direction and set up your next move. So you choose where you want to knock it on. Pretty cool. And an effort touch dribble can be performed while dribbling or as a first touch, making it a versatile type. As a first touch as well. Yo, hold up. They really did that as a first touch too. Damn, that could be crazy. There's a lot of mechanics now, man. There's a lot of mechanic things that it's gonna be it might have a high might have a high curve, man, because there's a lot of things here. Yeah, it's a lot of things. Okay, this next one is crazy on the skill move, guys. I'm not gonna stay on it too long because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pretty strong and we're gonna be owning a lot of Timmies, and they're gonna say that defending sucks because the skill moves are too good. But in reality, it does look too good. There's probably this one's gonna happen, man. I don't see this. I definitely don't see this one staying for too long. And if not, it's gonna be nerfed because that's just a bit insane, man. You could, I hope it stays, and I hope it stays this solid. Power shot, the skill move is insane, man. That's crazy, crazy. But let's move on. I don't know how long that will be out. But okay, let's keep going. So now the new skill moves. Let's start playing this. They're pretty cool so far, man. Let me turn this down. So Haaland does I don't know what that is, man. He looks a bit nimble. Looks a little bit too nimble for Haaland to be doing, but looks cool. What's his next move? Oh, it's a nutmeg. First time controlled nutmeg. That was insane, Vinny. That touch was nasty. It cuts to the right. I knew there was a new skill move when I checked on Twitter. Let's look at this one more time. So Haaland drags forward, drags back, and cuts with it, Oh, that's nice. And then let's see the first time touch to nutmeg. Ooh, that is very nice. Vinny with the samba, that was actually so dope. That move should be cracked too because you can kind of cut for a chance to shoot on your left or right foot. So that move looks insane, man. As well, anything that cuts to shoot on your strong foot, that's a bit crazy. So that move looks insane too. Skilling should be honestly very phenomenal. This FIFA coming up, we'll see about that, but it looks to be that they definitely went to try to improve attacking. Adding a new sprint is new. They don't do stuff like that, so that's nice. This shot cancel, like I said, looks too cracked. We'll see what happens. I hope it stays though, because like, the things you could do, woo. And yeah, man, controlled sprint, all that. I love that type of stuff. Orbital dribble we didn't get to talk about, but I guess you can kind of move away from the ball and the ball stays moving with no touches. Kind of like a body feint, kind of in a way, not really. It's kind of just moving away from the ball. We'll see what we can do with this when the game comes out. Looks a bit interesting though, but and then we went over that. And attacking wise, we kind of went over most stuff. There's also a passing thing. We'll have to experiment with this in game. I just can't really tell right now. But you can kind of choose a destination, and the player will follow the ball instead of the ball following him. It kind of like he gravitates to the ball. Wherever it's at, he'll run towards it. So you kind of can choose. It's almost like player lock, but you don't have to player lock. You kind of just choose your position. You choose a destination, and they follow. The striker follows. So it could be interesting. Could be broken. Could be broken. We'll see about that, man. But yeah, man. Let's move on now to the defending stuff. Something that is insane. Okay, so now into the things that bugged me the most, and that is defensive positioning and the pressure tactics, which they talked about briefly. And that's mainly because, guys, the gameplay is not the best. So I know they're not gonna fix the gameplay. Like we all know they're not gonna do it. Like when it talks about like the mood swing gameplay where it's heavy sometimes. So you know what it is what it is. But the one thing that they said they did, which they already said they did in FIFA 23, they said they fixed. They didn't say they fixed pressure tactics, but they made it to where you can get out better. Which says here again the same thing. When using pressure tactics such as constant pressure, pressure possession loss, or pressure and heavy touch, a player's marking tightness will be more varied. They did say earlier that our players are going to come to support. I mean, in FIFA 23, they said that they fixed it, a patch, that our players will not come support so we can get out, more to come and help you build up out the play. They said that exact same thing, which it did show a little bit, but it wasn't enough. Hopefully this one can finally change it, man. The goal for this thing is to prevent the flow of the game from completely changing when a user switches to a pressure tactic. So they're saying that the game is not going to completely change now, right? Because in this FIFA, they switch to a pressure, constant press, whatever it is, which has completely changed the game. It's a whole different game after that. So they said it won't now, but how many things they've said that didn't even come true. So I really hope they get that settled, man, because heavy gameplay combined with pressing tactics is disgusting. So they added something else called zonal defense. When using a high depth higher than 45, players will attempt to mark opponents higher up on the field and close to the ball possessor, cutting off possible passing lanes. Something new? It could be something that needs to be patched also. Who knows, right? This can open up gaps for the attacking team to exploit if the initial press is broken. Okay, they said there's a flaw. So they pointed the flaw there. Will it be easy? Will it be easy to get to that flaw? We'll know. We don't know yet. Right? Because pressing tactics have a flaw too, but it's not always easy to get to the flaw, right? When the ball is close to the sideline, the defenders will attempt to close down the ball carrier to reduce their near passing and support options. So in other words, it's kind of saying we will auto do something for you, which the game is automatically doing things for you anyway, right? But hopefully it's not overdoing it with zonal defense. Hopefully it's not overdoing it, but it's interesting there. Okay, now we're moving on to player switching. They tried to implement something this year and it failed. People just went straight to classic. But now they have added something different, guys. So player switching allows you to customize the switching to your preference. And they added a right stick switching sensitivity. Interesting. So gives you control over what is more important when performing a right stick switch. The distance of the player or the angle that was inputted. And then it says, when adjusting the sensitivity of the right stick switching, the higher the sensitivity, the more the game will respect your right stick input. When selecting the next player, the lower the sensitivity, the more likely the system will select the player in closer proximity, even if your right stick input is not pointed directly at them. So I guess when you're playing on low sensitivity on the right stick switching, it will switch, very, very close to the players around the ball or around, where your player is at. More like players around your player. And if you do high sensitivity, you can flick all the way to the CB faster. But you might skip the player close to him. So it's probably going to be a good sensitivity to follow here. This could be very interesting. This could fix a lot of the problems. Remember, when you're flicking with the right stick, sometimes you'll flick hard or whatever it is. Sometimes you'll flick and you would end up at your CB too far. You'd be all the way over there and you're like, whoa, maybe it could fix something. Maybe, It's a good effort to try though. So at least they added something, So that's a good thing, man. There's also more next player switching preferences. They have nearest to the ball, goal side and classic, which is the one we use now. Goal side prefers players that are on the goal side of the ball, even if they may be further away from the current dribbler. Nearest to the ball prefers players that are closer to the ball, even if they may be slightly behind the current dribbler. So, things to, look for. Definitely, it's going to be something to experiment with for sure. There's going to be a lot of settings, guys. Settings videos and like tactics video. Maybe not tactics yet. I don't know much about tactics, but settings videos and, we'll talk about more. But settings video is going to be huge. I forgot to talk about this defensive action that I saw in the clip, but looks very interesting, guys. It's like possession based. He tackles the ball in a way where like there's no way that he's not keeping it. Or someone like he guarantees that he's keeping that ball like in control. It doesn't deflect. It does it like in a way that's just clean. That is so. If you're certain that you're gonna get that ball, you're more certain now that you're gonna keep it with this play style that this player has. Van Dijk, for example. Damn. Okay, so yeah. I mean, it could be interesting, man. Like I said, if you can throw these play styles to different players, that'd be cool. But if you can't, and it's just on certain players, and I guess I guess in a way it's still cool because it makes players really unique. It can make Van Dijk even more unique because he has new animations that other players just won't get. Like this animation, maybe only Van Dijk has, and Marquinhos, and like maybe other players don't have these animations. Only certain players, so it can make the game and the players more interesting too. So in a way, it's still good. But it'd be cool, you could throw one in there maybe sometimes, throw up an air shot of somebody if you want. It'd be cool. So yeah, guys, I think that should be it for the moment. There's still so much to go through. I don't want the video to be too long. But hopefully you enjoyed this quick analysis of the pitch notes. And let me know what you guys think. And catch you guys later. Peace.